About today is what is metabolism? When I was given this challenge of researching this topic, if you would have asked me, I don't think I could have honestly answered that question. So I have a lot of cool facts for you guys. So what is it? So metabolism is the process by which your body converts what you eat and drink into energy. During this complex biochemical process, calories in food, beverages are combined with oxygen to release the energy your body needs to function. So, very simple. Your metabolism is just your body's way of converting things. But, so how, or I shouldn't say but. So, how do you know if your metabolism is slow? So, here's some things to consider as we do self evaluation. Do you feel constantly tired? Do you have a weary mind? Your weight doesn't stabilize like it used to. You're showing physical signs of hormonal change. You're developing food intolerances, or you feel cold or have dry skin. So I thought that was very interesting. These are 6 mistakes people make all the time that actually slow down your metabolism. So eating too few calories can cause a major decrease in metabolism. How many of you skip breakfast? I don't, because I love to eat, and that's my problem. But how many of you think if I skip a meal, I'll lose weight? So eating too few calories throughout the day, skimping on proteins can cause a decrease in metabolism, leading a sedentary lifestyle, not getting enough high quality sleep. That's a good one. I know that was one of my struggles. Drinking sugary beverages and a lack of strength training. All of those can lead to a decrease in your metabolism. Now, this one I had to research as soon as I saw the question. Does coffee increase your metabolism? So in short, caffeine can boost the metabolic rate and increase fat burning. But after a while, people become tolerant to the effects and it stops working. But even if coffee doesn't make you spend more calories in the long term, there is still a possibility that it blunts appetite and helps you eat less. So I think of that too with like energy drinks and stuff like that. Like even though you're taking in all that extra caffeine and you think it's helping with your metabolism and burning fat, as your body becomes, tolerant of it, it's not really benefiting your metabolism at all. It's just keeping you from eating. So how can I reboot my metabolism? So one is eat plenty of protein with each meal. 25 to 30% of your total calorie intake for the day to boost metabolism. So let's say the average is a 2,000 calorie diet. I don't know if women, it depends on your age, but you can Google that. What's a good rate for my age that I should be at? But anyway, for a 2,000 calorie diet, average is 50 to 60 grams of protein. So as you think back to your meal consumption today, how much protein do you think you got? So another thing that will help reboot your metabolism is to aim for at least 8 hours of high quality sleep per night. And again, this is where I'm excited about this Master Your Metabolism, and you'll find out why. Eat probiotic rich foods or take probiotic supplements. And then definitely incorporating prayer, meditation, breathing daily to keep stress at a minimum. Whatever you find that helps reduce that stress, try implementing that every day. So 7 easy ways to rev up your metabolism after you turn 40, because I will be 41 this year. So I am now in that category at which I feel like I'm declining. So I had to look this one up too. So for those of you over 40, some things that you can implement that will help rev up your metabolism is detox your digestive tract. And this is where I love doTERRA's 30-day renewal. Drink, I'm going to probably pronounce this wrong, rooibos tea. Load up on H2O. You should be drinking half your body weight every day in ounces of water. And if you're not, amp up that water, especially in the winter time. I mean, just because it's cold, your body gets dehydrated fast. So find yourself a good water bottle. I personally love this doTERRA one. I can't wait to give it away on the team page today after my live, for those of you that are still waiting. But figure out how many bottles of that do you have to drink throughout the day and space it out. So I know with my water bottle that I drink out of, I have to drink one between breakfast and lunch, one between lunch and dinner, and one between dinner and bedtime, and I've gotten in my daily water. Another option is have a smoothie for breakfast. doTERRA's Trim Shake is amazing. It's got this really cool ashwagandha root in it. Plus it has this patented product called Essentia Trim. Really, really cool option there. Start your day with hot lemon water. Just warm up a cup of warm water or take it right out of the tap hot and put a drop of lemon oil in it. That really helps, you know, plump up your digestive or prime it. There's a good word. Take the right probiotics. There's lots of probiotics on the market. And then move your body every day. So another thing I started looking into as we were looking at proteins, how many proteins should you eat every day? What are good sources of protein? So, and how much protein is in meat? Because like we butcher our own beef. It's not like it's on the label. I don't know how much protein's in it. So if you're using 85% lean ground beef, the serving size is 3 ounces. It has 22 grams of protein in it. Chicken really surprised me. 1 cup of chopped chicken is worth 38 grams of protein. Pork loin, 3 ounces, 23 grams of protein. Sausage, 9 grams for 1 serving. I was kind of surprised by that. And then because there's a lot of deer hunters up here, venison, 3 ounces is worth 26 grams. So even as I think about my day today, I probably only ate meat with maybe 2 of my meals, but here's some other options, and these are easier to digest proteins. So eggs, 1 boiled egg has about 13 grams of protein and is in a easily digestible form. Both yolk and white are sources of complete proteins. Light flaky fish, white fish is low in fat and fiber free. It is one of the best sources of high quality protein and easy on your gut. So another option for easy to digest proteins would be milk. Again, the white meat, chicken and turkey or tofu. So, and then just a few other healthy choices to consider. Of course, choosing a variety of vegetables, including dark green, red and orange, beans and peas, starch and non-starchy. Eating a variety of fruit, including grains in your diet daily. Half of your grains should be whole grains. Stick to fat-free or low-fat dairy. Have protein at every meal and use healthy oils such as olive oil. So now moving on to hormones. How do hormones play a part in your metabolism? So hormones are the chemical messengers that regulate processes in our body. They are one factor in causing obesity. The hormones, leptin and insulin, sex hormones and growth hormones influence our appetite, and then metabolism and body fat distribution. So I thought that's kind of why in this Master Your Metabolism, we have one of these products that is being featured, the phytoestrogen product. So I just thought this other little piece was interesting. So meet leptin, a hormone that regulates body weight. Leptin's primary target is in the brain, particularly an area called the hypothalamus. Leptin is supposed to tell your brain that when you have enough fat stored, you don't need to eat and can burn calories at a normal rate. So again, I can see why in this protocol or this plan, the adaptive essential oil is suggested. Because again, it's really focusing on the emotional aspect of eating and that stress that can kind of come with it. So some easy ways to balance your hormones. And this is going to, again, go right back to what we just talked about. Eat enough proteins at every meal. Consuming an adequate amount of protein is extremely important. Engage in regular exercise. Avoid sugar and refined carbs. In fact, I went to a training, gosh, it's got to be over a year ago. It was in November of last year by Boyd Truman, who taught on Symphony of the Cells. And he said that, I forgot the years. Was it 1940? The average person consumed, it was an extremely low amount of sugar, like a pound of sugar a year. Whereas now the average American diet, because it's so loaded with sugar, is eating, oh my word, it was unbelievably, like, I don't even know if I can quote the numbers, 60 or 100 pounds of sugar a year. Maybe it's even more than that. I'll have to look back at my notes, but that really surprised me at how much our diet has changed and is so loaded with sugar now, and it's no wonder we're struggling so much with weight. So another thing to consider in balancing hormones, learn to manage stress, consume healthy fats, avoid overeating and undereating, drinking green tea, eating fatty fish often. And I know up here in central Wisconsin too, it's not like fish is available to us, say like somebody on the East Coast or the West Coast or in this, the Gulf area. So definitely getting omegas in your diet is going to be huge for your hormones as well. Getting high quality sleep. And that's why in this Master Your Metabolism, the Serenity soft gels are mentioned. Stay away from sugary beverages. And that's where your Slim and Sassy is going to come in, whether you choose the gum or you're using the oil daily. Eating a high fiber diet and eat eggs. So those were ways to balance your hormones. So one other thing I wanted to mention as we talk about, like, for those of you that are not familiar with doTERRA's phytoestrogen, like, what is it and how does it work? So I'll read a little bit about what this is, and you can always go on doTERRA's website and read more about it. But one of the big things that it helps it with is xenoestrogens. And it's an herbal complex that helps flush these xenoestrogens out of the body so that your hormones can attach to the cell receptor sites and balance your hormones like they're supposed to. So these are what xenoestrogens are. And they are foreign estrogen substances that are close enough in molecular structure to estrogen that they can bind to estrogen receptor sites with potential hazardous outcomes. Sources of xenoestrogens include plastics, pesticides, chemicals, and water systems. So basically, it's in the air, pesticides, it's in the water, chemicals, your water system, plastics. We drink out of plastic bottles all the time. It's in our food, we're talking again about pesticides. Our food is altered with preservatives. And then products that we put on our skin and in our body. So all of these things can contain these xenoestrogens. And that's why this has been really effective for a lot of people in kind of helping remove those things gently and naturally from the body so that your hormones can, do what they're supposed to do. I can remember the first time that I took these. I was having one of those up, down mood moments, and I took it, and within like 20 minutes, I felt like I was on a cloud. I was like, wow. So I knew then at that point that I really needed support in with my hormones, and I can't believe how much of a positive impact that has had on me and even my daughter. So I feel like that's a lot of what I wanted to cover with metabolism and hormones and why some of these products are going to